Alright, let's get my reminiscing done for the time being. So, Super Nintendo. So for the Super Nintendo, we had, when I first got it, it was, we had it second hand, of course, if you hadn't noticed that pattern by now. We had Super Mario World, Super Mario Kart, and Star Fox. Star Fox I was thinking about giving up because it's kind of weird, but I stuck with it and I played it a while. I didn't get very far. I only ever beat the easy path, but still, I liked it. Now, why I chose this game to do the reminiscing is because the Super NES really expanded things and showed people a lot more types of games. And this one being, of course, an RPG. Known as Final Fantasy VI later, but heck, we didn't know any better. Look at those cliff faces at the very bottom. I don't know if you can see from this resolution, but it kind of looks like Sonic the Hedgehog's head in there. Speaking of Sonic the Hedgehog, I did, always have this, I think I'm missing something feeling. It's because I didn't have a Genesis, and no, never did. I got to play it a few times. I thought it was neat, but I don't know, I couldn't really connect with it. I don't have the same feeling of nostalgia that a lot of people do playing the classic Sonic games. So I don't know, that's too bad for me, I guess. I did like Sonic Rush. I mean, there's that. Other games, there was an experience I had with Tetris Attack. It was kind of strange. My friend was describing this game to me, and I thought, that just sounds really awesome. I don't know what it was. It's just like, okay, you destroy the you can select where you want to switch the blocks, and once you match three together, they blow up, and you can create chains and combos. And I'm like, this sounds really cool. So I of course asked my parents for it, and I didn't get games very much back then still. So my dad told me he couldn't find it in any store, and that bummed me. But you know what? He was actually sort of tricking me. Where he found it was Blockbuster Studios. And that was kind of strange. I mean, he practically asked to buy it from them, and they accepted. I don't really know what if that's the standard practice for them getting rid of old tapes and video games. It seems kind of unscrupulous, but whatever. I won't complain, because that's also how I got Kirby Superstar, a game I was a fanatic over. So yeah, Tetris Attack, man, when I first played it, I just sort of stared at the screen, because I had my brain just couldn't comprehend, even at the slowest speed. It's like, okay, well, blocks go here, blocks go here. It never clicked, or, well, it didn't click at first. I had to get a game over first on the slowest, easiest setting before I could actually, like, win or get anywhere. But I became pretty good at it, so much so that some of my friends thought that I was probably the best player of Tetris Attack ever, and let me tell you right now, that is not the case. Even playing Planet Puzzle League with another person I know from the internets, he and I have like a stalemate sort of thing that always goes on, with him always edging out in the end. So what the internet does is the internet always puts you in your place when it comes to being good at stuff. And I guess unless you're that one person that's the best of the best at everything, and well, or at least at one thing. You can't be the best of the best at everything. That's just impossible. But if you're the best of the best at something, I don't want to be in that position, because then you would have to like fear that someone was going to take that position all the time, and the game you were playing or whatever you were doing, it would cease to be fun and start to be, like a chore, or something you just do and be good at instead of have fun, I guess. That's kind of, I don't know. That's kind of silly. So yeah, did I mention Kirby freaking Superstar yet? That was a great game. Oh, and you know what I haven't mentioned is Super Metroid. Super Metroid used to terrify me, especially Dragon and Mother Brain. Just their sounds and the intense nature of their appearance is just very, very frightening. And you know, something about this game scared me too, which is kind of stupid, but on the world map, when you get into a random battle, the screen sort of jumps at you, and that just it took me a long time to just sort of sort that out, and it made me jump every time the screen jumped at me. It's kind of silly, but you know, I don't know how to describe that better than that. So we're coming up upon the part where I first actually saw this game. My friend that I have oft mentioned, he wanted to show me this game because he was having problems with the boss that's about to come up, and so I decided to help him. And I'd never seen a game like this before. I didn't know what an RPG was. It was completely different to me, but nevertheless I tried to help him out because he was my friend and all. So here we go, hopefully, if we don't get into another random battle. So I can't think of much more to say about the Super NES. It just, once I played this game, RPGs just sort of opened up to me, and I played things like Chrono Trigger, which is, its tech system is really, really intuitive, and it's kind of like, why didn't more people copy it? It was nice to have your party members work together as a team to perform attacks and such, and the nice visceral sound effects and actions of your attacks. Okay, yeah, so despite the game practically basically telling you what to do here, we still were pretty clueless. So you obviously have to attack the face. But, you know, we kept pulling off attacks, and then, you know, it would suddenly say something and then pull its head back into its shell. And then you'd, of course, get counterattacked by a vicious attack. And somehow, I don't know, we kept ignoring this, and we still managed to win. And I was like, wow, can I borrow this game? He was like, no. So, you know, can't really blame him. This game is a game you have to spend quite some time with. But then so are basically all RPGs. What he did let me borrow was his instruction booklet for this game. And it's the Final Fantasy 3 and later 6 instruction booklet was really, really well done. It had a very good style. It was fun to read. I mean, I can't say that for much instruction booklets, even though I used to keep them and hoard them because I was kept from them for many of my games. Oh, there he goes. So yeah, here's another weird thing I'd like to mention is that I really like the smell of new instruction booklets, and usually magazines too. There's just that something about it. It's just, I don't know. It's like a new car smell for video game nerds, in my opinion. So I guess I'll about do it. After this, the Super NES came, or the N64 came, and it did not dominate as the Super NES tended to do in my mind. But, you know, then the game market started to get all weird, and people were arguing carts versus CDs, and RPGs completely disappeared from Nintendo, like these soldiers are doing now. So thanks for taking me, or listening to me on this trip down memory lane. See you guys sometime else. And next mission.